Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for November the 2nd, 2024. Yep, we're in November now. Halloween is past. Spooky season is unfortunately over. It is now the holidays. Break out the Mariah Carey, and I will throw something at you, but there are things you can break out, and I'll be fine with that. The Papini Sisters holiday album is quite a nice one. But the real shame of spooky season being over is that I have spooky season stuff still to look at. See, we didn't get a lot of trick-or-treaters the other night. It was a dozen or so. It was not as busy as last year, and it was weird because we could see the trick-or-treaters down the street. They'd go around the corner, and they were like just totally avoiding our block. I have a full graveyard set up, music playing. Other people on the block have lights on. People around the corner are like projecting like a cartoon or a video game or something up on the garage door. And just like, no one's coming down our block at all. So I did what any rational person does, and I went trick-or-pinning. I grabbed my boo bucket, and I went door to door and knocked and trick-or-pin. And when you go trick-or-pinning, it's this when, you get them to give you a Disney trading pin, or you will burn their house down. So they gave me some pins, and most of them are spooky season appropriate, and they're right here in our boo bucket, which I don't know the name of. They don't seem to have names this year. This is the only one that I actually got, and I wanted to check it out, and I had like some McDonald loyalty points that were going to expire, presumably from last year's boo bucket gathering. And I have to say, while I've not been super impressed with them the last 2 years, I'm even less so this year. I mean, the last 2 years, they were kind of honoring the boo buckets of my childhood. And this year, they've just said, nope, forget about that. We're doing, I don't know, some sort of monster fry guy looking thing here. It's got spider webs on it. Is it a spider? Is it a fry guy? Is it just a puff ball? I have no idea. And I don't think they do either. And I'm sure they must have names, they're just not printed on the bucket. I guess last year, calling it what was clearly a witch McGoblin may just have broken somebody somewhere, and this is the result of that. So yeah, we did not get all the boo buckets this year, which is why you didn't see a video on them. This is the one we picked up. And again, like last year, we don't have the real bucket, we don't have the lid. We don't even have like a fake lid now. I don't know what this is supposed to evoke. But again, they've made it so that no matter what you do, you cannot have the handle line up with any of there's no canonical face. The handle doesn't line up with any of them. You could have molded different places to plug the handle in around the bucket, but no, they did not do that. So, yeah. But yeah, we did go trick-or-pinning, and I have, I think, 6 or 7 pins in here to look at. So I guess let's bust open our bucket. You get little stickers you can dress up your boo bucket with. Or I guess the back. Is there a sign on the back of who these are, what these are called? Some sort of aliens, I guess. Or is that supposed to be Earth? Are they just like are they like little Yeti fry guys? I have no idea. But we do have pins to look at, so let us get with the pinning. And go down there and look at them. Now, reaching into the boo bucket and pulling out a pin, we will start out with this one from the Disney Plus series, Agatha All Along. It is a pin of the little cameo from the first episode, which now I haven't seen the last episode yet. I have not seen the last episode. Don't spoil it for me, although I probably will have seen it by the time you watch this. But yeah, this is the pin of the cameo that she had in the first episode that Teen was trying to steal. And I really like the design. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do an actual necklace of it to, do a prop reproduction, but it is what it is. And it was limited release, and it's here. That's double pin back. Oh, that's interesting. Aren't Marvel pins the ones I always comment on for not having Mickey backs? And this one has Mickey backs. That's very interesting. And it does open up. I don't remember what was in it inside the movie or the show, but that's not what's in it here. In it here we have a representation of the Witch's Road, so you can go down the Witch's Road, and the word Agatha on a very reflective and slightly scratched surface. That's nice. Well, I'm disappointed to see that it's scratched, but I do like the pin. I like the show. I've enjoyed it very much. Again, I haven't seen the last episode as of this recording, but I would definitely say I've enjoyed it. I enjoy watching Catherine Hahn just chew on scenery. I enjoy Aubrey Plaza being in it. And I do like how it's tied in to WandaVision and is clearly setting up teen to be important for, I'm guessing, Young Avengers? We'll find out. Our next pin is it is a D23 one. D23 exclusive, 95 years of the Silly Symphony, The Skeleton Dance. I honestly think I only saw this in its entirety. I was going to say completeness, but in its entirety for the first time, like, I don't know, I mean, certainly since I got Disney Plus. When I was a kid, you know, they would air these Disney specials that were just compilations of stuff for, you know, maybe like the McDonald cartoon with Huey, Dewey, and Louie in their costumes. And they would invariably be like some sort of weird music video or something that would have bits of Skeleton Dance in it, but never the whole thing. I really legitimately do not think I ever saw Skeleton Dance until like the last 4 or 5 years. So when I finally saw it all the way through. And it is a great piece of animation for its time. I mean, 95 years ago. That's what, 1929 when that released. And here we are almost a full century later and celebrating it with this very cute little pin of a dancing skeleton moving in a way skeletons clearly cannot move. This is a limited edition of 1,000. I'm pretty sure they're all sold out by now. Pin back, Mickey pin back, double. And yeah, we have the skeleton, we have the owl, we have the black cat, we have all your little Halloween needs right here on our pin. It's a fairly basic pin, single layer, no moving parts, no flashing lights, no see-through bits. Just a nicely rendered pin on a nicely rendered subject. Moving on to pin number 3, let's reach into our bucket and pull out this one. So it's another anniversary pin, this time it's 75 years of the adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Now, when I was a little kid, one of my favorite rides was Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I mean, how can you not like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride? If we get, there we go. So that's not super glary. And this celebrates the Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And of course, the thing that makes it kind of a must-buy for me isn't just that, you know, we got Mr. Toad, which thankfully here in California, we do still have Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I did a video on it a couple years ago. It's a fun little ride. Very short. A lot of those older dark rides I noticed are very, very short. Shorter than I remember as a child, at least. But here we have a lovely little 2-layer pin. We got some pin-on-pin going on here of Mr. Toad, Ichabod, and of course, and this is the thing that makes it a must-own for me, the Headless Horseman. Headless Horseman is one of those guys that just kind of ranks up high up there, like your Chernabog, like your Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey. Yeah, Headless Horseman goes right up there with those for me. Single pin back with a Mickey head. And this is just limited edition, so this might actually still be available. Yeah, Mr. Toad and the logo here are a separate layer. You can see here it is 2-layered pin. And I'm always interested to see what's behind that layer. Like, did they print anything there, or is it blank? I had like one pin a while back that I thought was supposed to come apart, and it wasn't supposed to come apart, but a piece just was loose on it. And I think there was like nothing behind it. So, I mean, that makes sense. Why would you bother both not only drawing, but then like rendering something that nobody's ever supposed to see? Because if you pulled Mr. Toad off there, you just would have an Ichabod crane pin, and it wouldn't even say what it's for. I like the back on this one. I mean, the back on the Skeleton Dance was nice too, because it had that more of the graveyard on it. But don't know, this one just kind of stands out to me. I like the little extra effort they went into to make the pin back, or the pin card, just kind of stand out a little bit. It's a nice attention to detail, and I am here for it, and I appreciate it. Moving on to pin number 4, and I think this is actually our last spooky season pin of the spooky season, and it is the Disney Happy Halloween 2024 pin. Also limited release, so not even limited edition. It's just one of those kind of made up terms, because everything is limited to just however many they're going to make. But it's 2024 edition of the Happy Halloween pin, and it features Mickey, Donald, and Goofy in The Lonesome Ghost. Now, I do like Lonesome Ghost. It's another one of the things that I don't think I really saw fully until an adult. Again, I think bits of it were in those 1980s Disney Halloween TV specials, which sadly they don't have those on Disney Plus. I would actually enjoy watching those old, a Disney Halloween like specials, which were all just entirely like recycled bits from Disney shorts and movies and stuff. I would enjoy like watching those again, just to see, because I enjoyed them as a kid. I would enjoy seeing them if I would enjoy them. I would enjoy seeing if I would enjoy watching them now. That sentence got away from me. Do some pin on pin going on here. We have Mickey, Donald, and Goofy as their own layer with the Lonesome Ghost in the background. Remember that recently I did pick up the Lonesome Ghost ornament. I do like the Lonesome Ghost. I like ghosts. I like ghosts in general. Single pin back to this wheel. It's actually kind of a chunky pin. It probably should have had a double pin back, just because, even on the card, it kind of wavers a lot. So I feel like you'd have trouble if you're wearing this. Not that you would be. Halloween 2024 is over, right? But I feel like this would not stay well on your lanyard or bag or whatever. It would move a lot, and I would fear. Of course, you can get those locking pin backs, but I would fear that just that rocking motion will eventually cause it to come off the back, and then you'll lose it too. So not only does it not look good, but you might lose your limited release pin. And I don't know if these are still available. It makes sense they might be. Halloween was just 2 days ago, and limited release generally means there's a lot of them being made. So I guess you could try your luck. You still could try your luck. Go on DisneyStore.com and see if they have it, and let me know in the comments. But I'm quite pleased with it. And with that, I think we do cap off spooky season for the year. But we still have more pins. We do have some non-spooky season pins to look at. Like this next one. Sometimes you're just a few dollars away from free shipping. Like, it'll save you $10 or $15 to get free shipping if you just spent another $4 or $5. Well, that's how we ended up with today's pin. My wife was trying to order something and was just about at free shipping, and remembered that I had quite enjoyed the movie The Marvels. I liked Miss Marvel, I liked Captain Marvel, and I don't have any problem with Photon. We haven't really seen enough of her to have an opinion. I enjoyed her in WandaVision. I would like to see a little bit more of her to really get an opinion of her as a character. But this was in the clearance sale section of the DisneyStore.com website for I think $3 or $4. And I have a couple other Marvels things. I enjoyed the movie. I bought some Marvel stuff even before I saw the movie, just because I enjoyed at least 2 of the 3 characters. The third one, again, just we haven't seen enough of Monica to really have an opinion of her. But this was limited release The Marvels pin from the Marvels movie. Not a perfect movie by any chance, or by any means, but nowhere near as bad as some people would like to have you believe. And we do have photo versions. I don't have a lot of pins with actual pictures on them. Generally artwork. This is one of the few I have that actually have a photographic version of a character on it. But that's it. It's a single layer, but you do have some interesting stuff going on here. Of course, there's that bubbly layer of resin over the pictures that you tend to get on picture things. You can kind of see it bulging out a little bit. It's they just put some sort of a sealant gloss there. That's a little schmutz on Photon's face. It's kind of feels actually when it's rubbing my nail over it, it feels kind of rubbery. It may actually be some sort of veneer. But then we have the Marvels logo itself, which is not exactly flat. The silver star there is kind of upraised against the white enamel. it stands out a little bit. The printing doesn't. The printing is just right on top of it, so the printing just kind of conforms to the shape of the pin. But yeah, the silver star there. Also, the borders of the white are, at least on the top, they're upraised. Like maybe the enamel, especially right there. Oh, that or the coating on Captain Marvel there is coming up, which actually that's what it is. Ooh, that's not good. I guess that's why it was $4 or $5. But yeah, it seems like the rubbery coating over Captain Marvel is coming up a little bit, because I was able to feel like sharp points there. A little bit over here on Photon and Kamala as well, or Kamala, sorry, Kamala Khan. Yeah, that's not good. I feel like this, you would not want to wear this then because of that, because this is going to come off. I don't know if it's going to take the picture with it or not, or just expose the picture to damage, neither of which is a particularly good thing. But I do like the pin. Of course, also just like that in its long life in package, the point of the pin has scratched a pretty significant gouge in the backing card. It's a pretty plain backing card anyways. And again, we have a Mickey back there. When did that change? Or is it Star Wars ones don't have Mickey backs? I am pretty sure it's been Marvel ones, and I've commented for years how they don't have Mickey backs, and now they do. When did that change exactly? And how did I not notice it? Until now, until today, until when I recorded this video. But it's limited release, yeah, it was on clearance on the Disney site. If you like it, you can probably still grab it. We have 2 more pins in our Boo Bucket here, and I think they're both fairly special. Starting off with this one, I guess it's just open edition. Doesn't even say limited release on it, so it's just an open edition pin. Again, might still be available, and it's just Mickey and Walt. And you know how I commented I don't have a lot of pins with like actual photographs on them? Well, this is another one of the ones that I do have. And yes, we have a photograph of Walt. It's got that same kind of, see, this feels like a firmer coating. The other one felt like a little rubber, like a little give to it. This one feels more of like a hard, like a resiny plastic or something over him. I guess I wanted to make sure that Walt was protected more than, say, the Marvels needed to be. But aside from featuring a photograph of Walt, I like them because I like the kind of brassy look to it. I like the pewter ones. All the ones that look pewtery. This one's more of a brassy look, but I still quite like it. We've got Mickey on there. We've got the quote, "It's kind of fun to do the impossible," written on the little scroll on the side here, with what I must imagine is Sleeping Beauty Castle behind him, because that's, the one that he built. And yeah, it's just a very nice little pin. Single back, Mickey head, single layer, but it's not flat. We do have a lot of sculpted detail in Mickey's head and body, and the scroll all kind of upraised, all stick out to give the pin overall a very nice texture to it visually. And again, just a nice reminder of the man, despite all of his faults, who brought us to where we are today with Disney. And alas, we have but one more pin, and then my Boo Bucket is empty. And this one, we're turning back to D23 again with something related to another pin we already looked at. And that is the D23 75 years of the adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, with this fantastic Mr. Toad pin. Another limited edition 1000. See if we can get it open and get a good look at it. Now, I mean, this one technically, I suppose I could count in with the spooky season stuff because of the connection to Ichabod, but I don't consider Mr. Toad to be a particularly like Halloween story. I think the Headless Horseman carries a lot of weight on that part, but I do quite like this pin. I like the eyes. I guess they are. I'll say I don't think they're lenticular, but I think they are. If you move it around, you can see that the color, the pink coloring in the eyes switches, which I think is pretty cool. I actually didn't know about this when we got it. Because otherwise, you know, like D23 pins tend to be, it's a fairly straightforward pin, a single layer, double backed, no, you know, no extra stuff, nothing moves. But we do have the lenticular, and that's pretty uncommon, I think. D23 pins do tend to be just very plain, very straightforward. I mean, very nice, but very straightforward, like the skeleton dance here. I mean, it's a very nice pin, but there's nothing much going on with it, as opposed to here, we got these kooky, weird, groovy eyes. Ooh, love it. Again, I love Mr. Toad's again. I don't, like, obviously I don't, you know, as a child, I didn't get The Wind in the Willows. I remember seeing, of course, the Disney Mr. Toad version. I remember seeing this, like, that stop motion one. Pretty sure that was when I was a kid. I know I've seen it, but I feel like I saw it when I was a kid. So, you know, I didn't really get the ins and outs of Wind in the Willows. Just, you know, it was a frog in a car, and that was pretty cool. But even, you know, 75 years on, I think Mr. Toad's Wild Ride still stands up as a ride. I think The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, despite being kind of a weird combination, still stands up as an animated piece. I mean, I guess movie. I guess it's what it was released as, was a movie, right? I think it's a little short for a movie, but then again, some of that older Disney stuff tends to be. Like Dumbo. I couldn't believe when I watched Dumbo again a couple years ago that it was so much shorter than I thought it was as a kid. And like a good third of that movie is just the drunk sequence where they're just showing off, hey, look what we can do as animators, which is cool. But it was very, very much padding out the runtime of that story. But I'm very much getting off topic here. Yeah, I do like this. I mean, the backing card's a little plain on this one, but it's still limited to 1,000, and I love those eyes. It's a good rendering of Mr. Toad's face, and I love the lenticular eyes. And with that, we will wrap up for this week's video. We do have our 7 Disney trading pins there. We're now all caught up on the pin front. We have no more pins waiting to be looked at and opened. And because I generally, other than making sure that they're not damaged, I don't usually look at them very much before doing a video on them, because I want my first impression to kind of be with you. I want us to spend this time together. I want quality time between you and I, because, you know, we're friends, even though we'll never meet and never talk in person, and we don't actually know each other. We're friends here. Everyone's friends here in the void space, even people who leave nasty comments. Now, if I had to pick a favorite pin this week, it would be difficult. Because we have, I mean, I feel like, you know, we have such a wide variety here. We got some D23 stuff. We got some just kind of classic Disney. We got Marvel. But if you put a churro to my head and said, you must pick a favorite pin, I'm going to go with Mr. Toad, because I love those lenticular eyes. I love I can move around behind the camera here. And, you know, I mean, to you, they're not doing anything because you're not moving. The camera's not moving. The camera's sitting perfectly still. But I can move around, and I can see those eyes changing colors, and that's, like, really cool. But I don't have any that I would say I dislike. I mean, probably the least of the bunch would be the Marvels. But that's largely because the pin does appear to actually be coming apart, which is a problem. But it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be put back in its little baggie and kept safe and secure in the pin vault with all the other mountain of pins that we own. And hopefully we'll someday be worth something we can retire on them. But yeah, if I had to choose, Mr. Toad's my favorite. If I had to choose, the Marvels are the least impressive of the lot here. But again, you know, being the worst of a bunch of really good things still isn't necessarily bad. Somebody has to always come in last place. There's only one winner in a race. The rest of us, just a matter of how badly you lose. But as always, I'm keen to know what you think. Which pin do you think is the best here? Which one do you think is the worst? If you disagree with me, that's fine. Let me know, and let me know why in the comments. But I do thank you for joining me today. I suppose next week maybe we'll do something holiday themed? I don't know. I can tell you, because you're still here and you're clearly letting me ramble, I have almost got everything ready for this year's advent calendars. I just need to find one more 12-day calendar, and I'm good to go. And nothing groundbreakingly different this year, but stuff I think I'm going to enjoy. I mean, some people get the advent calendars just to see how like dumb and awful they are, and even the ones I enjoy have stuff in them that are dumb and borderline awful. So, I mean, I have no fear that there's still going to be some of that stuff in there. But good advent calendars aren't cheap, and I'm not sponsored by anybody. There's no Patreon for this. So, if I'm going to spend money, I should spend on something that I think I'll at least a little bit like. Unlike, say, our Boo Buckets this year. Boo Buckets were kind of this year. But anyways, we got almost a whole month till that starts, so let's not worry about that too much yet. But yeah, we probably will start looking at some more holiday-themed things as November progresses. But again, let me know which pin you like the best, which pin you like the worst, where you rank them all. Be as detailed as you want, it's fine. I may or may not respond. I'm like super awkward and antisocial that way. But let me know. I am still keen to know your opinion, even if I don't do anything other than give it a thumbs up. But I thank you for joining me this week. I do hope you found it all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.